People often call me entitled because I'm disabled, chronically ill, and ask for help to get my needs met through crowdfunding. And I've made videos talking about, don't offer me unsolicited advice, don't offer me a job. I know my truth. I'm disabled and can't work. I'm asking for the help that I need specifically. People call me entitled for asking for help, but also for definitively knowing my boundaries and limits and stating them outright. And these are the same people who will go out of their way to stalk, harass, and abuse marginalized people like me to try to get them to stop asking for help, to punish them for asking for help. Because these people feel entitled to that. They feel entitled to abuse other people who don't conform to their standard of being a human being. They feel entitled to do eugenics. They also feel entitled to the resources they are hoarding by not helping their neighbors survive. They feel entitled to luxury items when there are millions and millions of people around the world, who knows how many next door to them, who are food insecure, who are going without medication they need. Millions of people who don't have homes. People who don't have proper shoes during the winter or warm clothes. The people who harass me en masse feel entitled to own multiple cars, go on luxury vacations, go out to brunch every week, own 20 pairs of shoes, own gadgets and knickknacks you barely touch or look at or care about. An excess of things while your neighbors starve and die on the streets. Entitled is just a word that's weaponized against people who ask for help, who don't conform to the capitalist standard of earning your living. I don't think people should have to earn the basics they need to survive. They're born without their consent into a world they need to survive. Why is there a paywall in front of the basics that people need to live? And why do you feel so entitled to your stuff and your things while people die? You could help. You can start reinforcing the structures that support all of us. You could invest in the people around you instead of the billionaires who are eating babies and who literally don't give a fuck if you live or die. The communities around you care if you live or die because they're invested in community survival. And the people who are like me, who rely on community support, understand all too well how much we need each other to survive. I'm alive. I feel entitled to stay alive. I have basic needs to get through my day-to-day. I feel entitled to getting those needs met. I believe everyone is entitled to get their basic needs met. And that includes joy and rest. You trying to weaponize that word against me just tells me you don't know what's going on. You're not in touch with reality. It also tells me you're a hypocrite as you hoard your own resources, as you hoard an excess of resources, as you refuse to just be quiet and keep scrolling when somebody is reaching out and asking for help. A really vulnerable thing to do in this society. You're a hypocrite. You're an abuser. You think that you're entitled to what you're entitled to, but no one else is entitled to more than you think that they are entitled to. How does that work? How is that logical? I have no reliable income right now, and I still contribute to other people's crowd funds as often as I can because people go without food otherwise. People go without shelter otherwise. People literally die otherwise. You have a job. You have an excess of resources. What's your fucking excuse? Besides, you want to be one of the oligarchs that eats babies or whatever the equivalent is in your fantasy. Your proximity to power is more important to you than the human beings that literally exist around you. If you have to work at all to earn your resources, you are never going to get where they are. And also, if you know anything, if you know anything about what they do, like the people with all the money and power, if you've been paying attention a smidge and you still want to be like that, you still want to do what it takes to get there, why the fuck would I care what you think about me?